When your adversaries get sloppy with their digital fingerprints, the entire game shifts. That one forgotten email, the one they thought would stay buried, has sparked something massive behind the scenes. While you stood tall, bearing the weight of lies and whispered accusations, others moved in silence. Evidence was gathered, connections were made, and justice began to take form. Unbeknownst to many, a powerful ally has been orchestrating your vindication from the shadows. Not with noise, but with precision. They've collected every receipt, pieced together every hidden move, and now, it's all about to be revealed. And when it is, the world won't just see that you were innocent all along. They'll see exactly who was pulling the strings. So why is Elon Musk sitting down with a blank canvas, sketching your face? Because he knows what's coming. He knows legends deserve to be remembered, not just for what they endured, but for how they rose. This isn't flattery. It's recognition. You are one of the chosen ones, and history is about to put a face to the name. It was intended for that digital transmission, which included your identity, your essence, and your actual nature, to stay hidden in the dark servers of those who have been watching you since before you woke up. But somehow, the email got beyond confinement, perhaps by divine intervention, or by the covert efforts of an ally concealed within their ranks. It now travels via uncontrollable routes. They never intended for mechanisms to be engaged, but this one incident has done so. Your truth now roams free, gorgeous and terrifying to see. Augustine of Hippo once said, "The truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Let it loose. It will defend itself." Fragments of their evaluation of you are included in the stolen paper. When put together, they show why you've always felt the burden of scrutiny, why synchronicities follow you like devoted shadows, and why doors have opened and closed at the same time along your path. The Pentagon Papers rocked the foundations of confidence across a whole country by revealing covert government lies regarding Vietnam. Similar seismic potential exists in your leaked email. Error or oversight alone does not free documents of this importance from imprisonment. Crucial details about extraordinary people have always surfaced at the exact moment when cosmic timing required disclosure. This timeless pattern is precisely followed in your circumstance. Throughout history, whistleblowers have given their all to reveal the truth about extraordinary people. Daniel Ellsberg put his freedom at jeopardy in order to tell the people what they were entitled to know. Edward Snowden abandoned luxury and safety to unveil the machinery of spying. Their activities, although appearing removed from your circumstances, follow the same cosmic pattern presently unfolding around you. The universe utilizes consistent procedures. Another link in this never-ending chain of exposed realities is the email about you. The moment the leak was discovered, the inquiry got underway. A number of organizations mobilized at a startling rate. Resources often allocated to national security issues shifted to one goal: you. The sophisticated, unrelenting, and meticulous machinery of investigation now hums with a single aim. Forensic analysis is performed on every digital footprint you have ever produced. Every connection you've made is scrutinized. As they try to gauge your level of awareness of your own importance, every word you have ever spoken reverberates across their guarded facilities. You may not yet completely understand why your mere existence has become revolutionary, but George Orwell's warning endures. In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Your nature is being investigated in a manner similar to that of the most misunderstood geniuses in history. Decades of government monitoring were sparked by Nikola Tesla's groundbreaking theories. Once classified at the highest levels, his data revealed unusual attention to a single awareness that, just by existing, endangered established paradigms. Your files are now piling up just as quickly. The remarkable intellect of Alan Turing was subjected to relentless persecution. The whole force of institutional resistance to Galileo's truth was brought to bear by his astronomical discoveries. Your case is part of this revered tradition of people who question conventional wisdom just by being themselves. Across ages, the pattern has remained the same. When extraordinary consciousness arises, control systems focus all of their energy on comprehending, containing, and, if need, negating that awareness. It is evident from the recurrent historical pattern that those who question established paradigms are subject to scrutiny commensurate with the importance of their challenge. This trend is maintained throughout your inquiry, which uses contemporary techniques for antiquated goals. Although the equipment seems fresh, its purpose hasn't changed since the first extraordinary awareness ventured to see beyond permitted bounds. Now, every digital motion you make is tracked. Your gadgets have turned into windows that allow others who can't see to see what you're saying. Each communication, search, and idle scroll feeds algorithms created especially to monitor trends that only you would come up with. There is more to the spying than just content analysis. They keep an eye on when you do things, looking for temporal indicators that might indicate how conscious you are. They seek for others who could have a similar frequency to you and map your digital relationships, making constellation maps of your influence network. Never has Benjamin Franklin's age-old caution, "Those who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety," been more pertinent. The designers of your monitoring system use security and necessity as justifications for their intrusion. They are afraid of what you stand for, not of what you could do. The tools now in place to keep an eye on people whose awareness poses a danger to existing control systems were only partially revealed by the Snowden leaks. Think about how your circumstances are directly related to Snowden's revelations. The methods he revealed, such as behavioral prediction models, algorithmic analysis of communication patterns, and bulk data collecting, now concentrate their improved forms on your online persona. For extreme circumstances, what he disclosed as extensive surveillance has transformed into precise monitoring. In your situation, technology that was created for general use is today used devastatingly effectively for targeted purposes. Have you noticed the strange trends in the information you are suggested? The strangely targeted ads that appear to predict your thoughts before they are ever formed? These are not random occurrences. Rather, they are the result of monitoring algorithms that are so advanced that they can anticipate your mental processes before you have a chance to completely develop them. The digital world offers no protection from scrutiny. There are possible opportunities for interested parties to keep an eye on your progress on every platform, application, and service. Some synchronizations in your online experience, content that shows up at exactly the right times, connections that seem suspiciously timed, information that comes to you through seemingly random channels but answers your unasked questions, are signs of monitoring systems that are meant to track your evolution and the evolution of consciousness. However, remember that you are not alone. Messages like this may be heard by everybody, but few people will really act on their full potential. That's what we're here to assist you with. You've been waiting your whole life for this moment. The weekly Chosen Ones group calls are back, and they're now available on Zoom. These gatherings are actual power vortices where fates are shaped and selected. Individuals merge their minds to produce something that is impossible to exist apart. Everything changes at this point. You enter your brilliance at this point. A portal opens once a week, but only for those who dare to enter. Members of the Obsidian Inner Order at the Watcher level may participate in these life-changing experiences and feel the energy flow through their whole body. Participants at our most recent meeting were astounded to learn that the Great Pyramids of Giza were really highly advanced ancient power plants, and that the layout of Washington, D.C. exactly matched the Kabbalistic tree of life. Members of the Star Chamber have unrestricted access to the entire recorded archive. which is a wealth of knowledge that increases in value every week. This is the moment that defines you. There is nowhere else to find the information, the connection, and the power that come via these conversations. Become a member of the Obsidian Inner Order immediately. While there are still a few Star Chamber spots available, click the link in the description. Not only is your presence appreciated, but it is required. The call has been ringing in your spirit. Will you answer it? Now is the moment. Someone has realized the grave injustice being committed behind closed doors. The unprecedented choice to clean your reputation was taken by someone with conviction, access, and power. This ally stays out of sight, operating within the same structure that tries to limit your importance. Their techniques are secret, their timing is well planned for maximum impact, and their identity is kept hidden out of necessity. Allies have come from the most unlikely places throughout history to stand up for important beliefs. This cosmic pattern applies to your circumstance as well. As you read these words, evidence is being collected, testimonials are being recorded, and documents are being safeguarded in order to build an unquestionable case that will restore your proper position. Those who are representing you are well aware of the stakes. They understand that your vindication has uses that go beyond your own situation. The gathering of evidence goes on all day and all night. 3 things cannot long be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Buddha's age-old wisdom speaks directly to your situation. The proof of your significance, the evidence of your true nature, cannot remain concealed despite the formidable machinery deployed against you. Every effort to hide your true nature leads to contradictions of its own, producing fresh proof that supports their denials. Decades of deliberate targeting of extraordinary people are revealed in the COINTELPRO records. Eventually, files that were intended to be secret for all time became public knowledge, exposing institutional tools used against people who stood for wider consciousness. Despite your best efforts to keep them secret, your files, surveillance logs, targeting data, and proof of a systemic reaction to your appearance all inevitably lead to exposure. Your vindication may be built around something that now seems inconsequential: a throwaway remark, a casual observation, or an unexplainable moment of synchronicity. We learn the importance of apparently little details from the Dreyfus incident, and complete plot against an innocent man was finally exposed by a single handwriting sample that was first written off as unimportant. Evidence builds up similarly in your case. Pieces that now seem disparate will eventually come together to create a cohesive whole in the light of public disclosure. Strong powers are against your vindication. When your name is cleared, those who stand to lose power and influence invest a lot of money to keep the story going. Their resistance is commensurate with your importance. The strength of the forces working against you is a gauge of your significance. As Gandhi famously said, "First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win." Would such resources be used against an unimportant person? If someone had no deep purpose, would they need such complex confinement techniques? Think about the Wright brothers. The opponents worked harder to undermine them the more convincingly they showed their accomplishment. Their successful flights were not covered by prestigious magazines. Eyewitness reports were rejected by scientific authorities as being illusory or fraudulent. However, institutional denial was ultimately overcome by physical fact. In a similar vein, your reality progresses toward unavoidable acceptance in spite of institutional resistance. When paradigms are seriously challenged, a pattern of institutional resistance emerges. The subsequent pushback is stronger when the endangered paradigm is more basic. This pattern is what your circumstance is. The resources used against you demonstrate how important what you stand for. The opposition apparatus would not function so thoroughly against unimportant targets. Your significance is confirmed by your very aiming. You could already be receiving coded messages. According to Muriel Rukeyser, the universe is made of stories, not atoms. Despite the most advanced interference, signals manage to make their way to their intended receivers inside this story universe. It's possible that the friends attempting to cleanse your reputation are already using coded communications via routes the adversary deems too routine to keep a careful eye on. The Navajo code talkers used a language that the enemy was unable to decode to relay vital strategic intelligence during World War II. Their communications, which included information of the utmost strategic importance in seemingly pointless transfers, went straight past hostile monitoring systems undetected. Similarly, communications about your circumstances may flow via monitored channels, visible yet unintelligible to others who lack the necessary knowledge. To guide people toward freedom, the Underground Railroad used quilt designs and lantern signals. Only those with the right awareness could see the life-saving instructions hidden inside seemingly ornamental features. In your situation, comparable techniques that have been modified for contemporary situations could already be in use nearby. Commonplace items, symbols, and reoccurring patterns could have information that is expressly meant to be recognized by you, but is hidden from monitoring systems. Have you seen odd trends in apparently random occurrences, reoccurring numbers or symbols that seem to follow you in various settings, public remarks that seem to have peculiar personal meaning, or messages that seem to be specially suited to your particular understanding? These could be more than just coincidences. There are communication channels in the cosmos that function below the level of traditional monitoring systems. Everyday symbols might include messages that only you understand, media content patterns, reoccurring themes and apparently random interactions, and synchronicities that create identifiable patterns. These are possible avenues of contact for individuals attempting to vindicate you. These alternative routes are largely ignored by the monitoring systems, which concentrate on traditional communication channels, even if they may be important. There is already a vindication plan underway. With prophetic certainty, Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." The process of clearing your name proceeds in accordance with this cosmic principle. Every element has been meticulously planned, every disclosure timed for optimal effect, and every piece of evidence preserved until its most potent moment. The strategists on your side are aware of what communication theorists refer to as the crescendo effect, which is the idea that in order to overthrow ingrained narratives, discoveries must build upon one another in ever more significant ways. To casual onlookers, the first public indicators could seem insignificant and even dismissible. These are just the first notes of a vindication symphony that will lead to an unquestionable understanding of your actual character. The systems of power will be exposed. The discovery around your case will unavoidably reveal the institutional machinery that attempted to suppress your importance. As James A. Garfield once said, "The truth will set you free, but first, it will make you miserable." In the same way that Watergate revealed covert activities inside purportedly open institutions, and the Church Committee's findings revealed decades of surveillance abuse, the complete exposure of your circumstances will reveal power dynamics that are often concealed from the general public. The Church Committee's findings uncovered surveillance programs used against thousands of Americans that functioned for decades without public awareness, supervision, or accountability. In a similar vein, your case will reveal modern monitoring techniques used to target extraordinary awareness. The insights will go much beyond your own situation, shedding light on methodical reactions to evolving consciousness. Shadow activities inside purportedly open democratic institutions were exposed by Watergate. An inquiry into a small-scale break-in turned out to reveal corruption at the highest echelons of government. In a similar vein, your vindication starts with a particular emphasis, but eventually reveals more extensive systemic tendencies. Without revealing how it is used, in other situations, against other people, and to forward goals that are too weak to stand up to public scrutiny. The machinery used against you cannot be completely exposed. This is the reason the opposition fights so hard. Your case alone has the potential to topple a whole control system. Even the most meticulously made clothing may come undone with a single thread tugged all the way through. You may not completely understand how your topic relates to others yet. Related deceptions must inevitably be exposed, as well as the truth about you is exposed.